Brian Tramel, RynoJB, Rollin Into Mempho.
All right, we're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is a stspod.club production. It is Wow, JB. I'm BT, that's JB, and it is Friday morning, bright and early, guys. We want to get this episode out, and we got an episode coming out tomorrow morning. So, tomorrow afternoon, not tomorrow morning, but tomorrow afternoon. So we got two back-to-back episodes of Rollin Into Mempho, and this is a special edition. This is Memphis Wrestling Saturday Night. This is the outlandish edition of Rollin Into Mempho from 4/16/22. And we want to talk about it real quick. Big news this Sunday. There you go. There you go. If you're watching the video, this Sunday, they're going to reveal the belt, the internet, and Rhino. I've seen it. Oh, yes. K-Babe. Oh, I got lucky yesterday. They came in the mail as, not yesterday, it was Wednesday. We actually did a Patreon episode with Dustin Starr, Shooting Star number 3. And as we were connecting, he got the belt in the mail, or they brought the belt to him. It's awesome. It's really awesome. Awesome.
I need
also, yes, tomorrow night, Saturday night in Doniphan, Missouri. Remember, American Hostile Championship Wrestling. It's been a huge week. As I mentioned, we did the Patreon episode on Wednesday. $5, guys. Come on. It was the roster scorecard. He scores about 15 wrestlers that's either still working for Memphis Wrestling or they left. So we also talk about the fallout. We had a new episode of Cassette Wrestling News on Tuesday. And yesterday we had a new episode of Newsstand versus Newsletter. And it was 1985. And that was the year I started reading the Wrestling Observer newsletter. So I got smartened up in 1985. So they did that year. It was pretty fun. So we're going to review 4/16/22, the outlandish review. We're going to do hits, misses, MVP. What do you look forward to coming out of this show? And must see. What is a must see from the show? All right, JB, give me your hits.
My hits this Saturday night, 4/16/22, like you said. First off, we kicked off with Zicky Dice opening up the show. That's my guy right there. Shout out to Zicky Dice. Whenever he's around, of course, it's going to be outlandish. It's going to be a good show. We saw Martin versus K TOOMER, and we saw something that I thought was very surprising, and that was a hit for me. We saw Martin get the big man down. He got K TOOMER down a couple of times. Didn't win that match. But another hit for me was that K TOOMER hitting the gore on Martin, and that was very nice. Another hit for me, Dirty Diana Taylor joining Jimmy Blaylock. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this faction right here, where you have Jimmy Blaylock, you have the elements of wrestling. I love that right there. Also, shout out a hit for me, Matt. What's his last name? Williams. Matt Williams. Say my name. I think I've heard this record before. Matt Williams getting in there. I loved it as well, BT. And we saw Austin Lane versus Matt Williams as well after we saw Austin Lane get a huge win over Meklakov there. Then we saw Meklakov put out Austin Lane. Matt Williams says, all right, he can get his match right now. I love this whole thing. Everything that Austin Lane is involved in, the angle and the story involved with it, it's captivating. It draws you in. It pulls you in. Another hit for me was Austin Lane getting those wins there. Austin Lane shows you he can win any kind of way. I've seen this man win by pinfall, submission, now DQ and count out on the same card. Absolutely incredible. You got to be a legend to do that. Mike Anthony interrupting Zicky Dice, I thought was a major hit right there. Love seeing them two in the ring. And then we had a great brawl between the Posse and Memphis Muscle. Could we be seeing new tag team champions in Memphis Muscle? I'm loving this.
No, I agree with you. So I'm going to go almost piggyback everything you put there. K TOOMER spear or gore, that's what I put down. The Hollywood Click, which they haven't announced it, and I'll mention that in the misses. They haven't really announced it on TV yet, but we got a preview, maybe a spoiler per se, and it was Manbeast's DDT and Hollywood Jimmy Blaylock. They look fantastic together. The Matt interview is I didn't even know Matt had turned. He turns in a couple of weeks on TV, so it's kind of out of sync. But man, what an interview! That Austin's friend Matt. You didn't even ask me my last name. You didn't even ask me my last name. I love that. Mike Anthony, and a big thumbs up to Dice, because what happens is he understands the business. You don't let Zicky go over on Mike Anthony, because Mike's going to be here all the time. So he leaves. And Mike really goes over big time on him, and I loved that. I absolutely loved it. You mentioned the main event, which I like too, but I want you to go back and watch Simon selling the first body slam from Big Swole. It's hilarious and classic. He is sliding on the middle rope like the ghost of Terry Funk got. Wait, Terry Funk's still alive. What? Like Terry Funk came into spirit of him. So there we go. That was my hits. How about your misses, man?
My missus, usually I like the dark lights. I think you said that you didn't like the dark light setting. This time around, I really didn't like it. It wasn't hitting for me. I love that Diana Taylor joined the new faction, but I hate that we didn't get a mention of the women's championship. What's happening with that title? What's going on with that? She didn't have it with her. I just thought that was a miss for me. I want to know more about that, because I think that is a major hit for her, and we didn't get anything with that. Yeah, and that's it for me. Those are my misses.
The sound was still a little weird.
The microphone a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I do not like when they turn the lights down. I understand why they do it.
Yeah.
It's to present a different look for the Saturday night.
Right.
But they had too much stuff going on. When the Posse and them went outside the ring, they should have turned the lights on. And there's also a camera that's the dark side. And if it's on the light side, and I know you know what I'm talking about. That's the easiest way for me to explain it. And if you watch the show, you'll understand as soon as you watch the show. There's a dark side and there's a light side. If we on the light side all the time, it's perfect. But on the dark side, there's no light there, and even the interviews were dark. So not a fan of that. I like the Hollywood Click. I gave them a big thumbs up there in the hits. But does this mean we're going to see Hollywood Jimmy coming out 12 times per show? If we are, I'm not going to like it. And Matt, this was a miscue on their part, in the sense that if they did anything with Matt that night, then they couldn't bring it back and have him not turn, because he's already turned on television. But if I would have been them, I think I would have kept that. I would have kept that segment with Austin Lane actually off the video of the show, and it could have been for the live, because we don't know Matt's turn. I mean, he's out there, he's turned against Austin, and we didn't even know it. So that was my misses. Real quick, Saturday's our last episode in April, which is tomorrow at 1:00. We start all episodes, all Memphis. Wait. Let me say this right.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm good. All episodes, Memphis in May. We signed a Justin Cole, the Young Goats, the Posse against each other in the game show. We have a Cool Kids countdown with Dustin Starr. The Missouri Renegade, who was, I think it was 3 years ago, was a top Memphis in May guy. And possibly the first ever interview here in this studio.
Oh.
As they sit right next to me. I'm going to wait on that. And we also have the debut of Austin Lane's Patreon show. And while we're calling it the Patreon show, it will hit the main feed, but it'll be just like Shooting Star. It'll be 30 days. But here's the cool thing. So me and Austin got together and we started talking. If you're a Patreon member, you can join us when we're recording the show. You'll be at the end below. You can watch it as we record it, and you can also watch the match with us. We're going to put the match up on the screen, which the first match is Undertaker against Shawn Michaels, and you can watch it as it happens. And then if you want to do any Q&A afterwards, we'll be happy to answer your questions about and it's about the psychology of the match. So it's going to be fun. I took my idea, Austin's idea, we mixed it together, and best of the best with Austin Lane. All right, man. Who's your MVP for this show?
My MVP is going to be a tie. It's going to be Austin Lane and DDT. I like what DDT is doing. I like this joining of the faction right here. So those are my MVPs for Saturday night.
All right, cool deal. I'm going to go with who we give it to every other week, I think. Mike Anthony. I have to give it to Mike because of the interview. And then just, this is Zicky Dice is our guest host.
Yeah.
He is, this is his show. And guess what? Mike puts him out. I loved it. That is my MVP is Mike Anthony. All right, man. What do you look forward to on next week's or this upcoming show? It'll be about what's Saturday's show? What do you look forward to? Tomorrow,
next week, next month. I don't care what day we're talking about. What I'm looking forward to the most is that women's championship. I need to know, BT. I need to know what's going on.
To know. Yes.
What's happening?
Man, I'm looking forward to the internet title. And I don't know what they're doing with the internet title. Like I said, I got lucky enough to see it. I love the belt. I absolutely love the belt. And I want to know this whole Matt storyline. I want to know where it's going, what they're going to do with it. So that's kind of my things that I want to look forward to. And I'm with you too. You're talking about DDT. She, as a heel, she's going to be that much better at what she does.
Agreed.
Must see. All right, let's just go with the must see of the show. If we're sitting here talking, what's going to be the must see?
For me, the must see is the Mike Anthony interrupting Zicky Dice. Like you said, this was Zicky Dice's outlandish show, and Mike Anthony comes, lays him out flat. I think that is must see.
There we go. His must see, my must see. Also, as we're talking right now, we always have the video. There'll be a few clips there, but what we want you to do is go to YouTube and watch the whole angle. It was very well done. You know what? I'm going to say something about Zicky, and I don't want this to sound bad, but he is so, I don't know how to say this. He's so much better on a small scale with Memphis Wrestling than I liked him on Impact. I love this Zicky Dice. I do. I'm like, must see. This is his show, like I said earlier, and they screw him over. Mike Anthony beats him up on his own show, and it was very well done. He's very good on the microphone. So, guys, go out of your way. Must see on this Mike Anthony angle. All right, man, I thank you for joining me. This is like our third special edition, so we don't count it as an episode, but, what the heck? Here we go. This was our outlandish edition of Rollin Into Mempho. And remember, tomorrow at 1 p.m., same bad time, same bad channel, on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, I love my mama.
Me too.
Brian Tramel, RynoJB, Rollin Into Mempho.